Wow!
From what I deduced,
You sure about that? Huh?
precisely. Based on the investigation results,
What the fuck? Ugh.
strange.
Actually, has Kumiko said anything about this situation?
Kumiko? As in Kumiko Arase? I'm surprised you're on such close terms with the founder and CEO of EOS Institute, even if you've worked with her.
I wouldn't say we're close, but that's not the point.
I see. About that, Ms. Arase has gone missing since the ceremony started.
What?
It seems she too has been kidnapped. When we went over to her mansion to look for her, she was nowhere to be seen. We have another team investigating it right now. I can tell you the results of the investigation after the team files an official report. But yes, Ms. Arase hasn't said anything about the ceremony because nobody knows where she is.
Are you sure she's actually been kidnapped?
What do you mean?
Couldn't she have gone into hiding herself?
Of course, I haven't ruled out that possibility yet. A good detective wouldn't do that. But I don't see why she'd go into hiding unless... Mr. Yan, you seem quite suspicious of this lady. Do you think she set up the kidnapping and the killing game?
Like you said, a good detective wouldn't rule out possibilities.
Touché. Still though, I have no idea what her motive is. I doubt someone like Ms. Arase would do such a thing. I don't see any merit in her doing this. However, I won't jump to conclusions. I'll let the evidence speak for itself.
Yeah, all right.
Strange. In my opinion,
Anyway,
All right. Good afternoon, sir. My colleague and I would just like to ask you a few questions.
I don't know anything about the kidnapping, I swear. I've already been questioned a billion times. Are you even part of the police?
it's a long story.
I promise it won't take long. Well, what did you want to ask?
You were working here yesterday morning, right?
Yes.
What were you doing?
Cleaning the food court?
And did you see any of the awardees?
No.
Are you sure? Didn't you hear anyone shouting for help? Or anything like a struggle coming from the main entrance?
Not at all.
Really? Because when I asked the other janitors, they said they heard fighting at the main entrance.
They said that? But we weren't even supposed to be at the convention center yesterday.
Oh?
I mean,
There's no use lying anymore.
I swear, I don't know anything.
Clearly you do.
I don't.
Do you want to blatantly lie to a member of the police? Come on. You should know better than that.
We were supposed to come in for work yesterday as usual, but the management suddenly told us there was no need to come in that day.
You didn't ask for a reason?
No. I assumed I was the only one who got the notice, and it was because of a change in shifts. It was only after the kidnapping that I realized most of us were told not to show up. Later, they paid us off to act like we were doing our jobs as usual. Please, don't let the others know that I told you. I don't want my family and I to get in trouble over this.
Why shouldn't I? You lied to us at first. You should have come clean as soon as we asked.
No,
I apologize for my colleague's behavior, sir. Rest assured, your secret is safe with us. Mr. Yan, let's leave this man alone.
Come on! I'll handle it myself.
Let's discuss this. Ahem. Okay, nothing too peculiar. Let's fast forward a bit. Still nothing. Alright, I'll move it forward a couple of hours and I'll pause if I see anything. Nothing? That doesn't seem right.
It's like the same footage was looped over and over again. Look, the sunlight coming into the room isn't changing at all. The shadow should move around as the day goes on since the sun is changing its position, but it's been the same for hours.
That definitely sounds looped to me, even though the security guards are denying anything of the sort. How troublesome.
Seriously, how did they even get hired? They should have gotten the boot long ago. Oh, right. It's because EOS is in on this too.
Let's discuss this.
Huh?
In my opinion, that's what the public think. Could you elaborate? All right. From what I deduced, now that we've explored all there is to explore, I have a few questions for you, Mr. Yan.
You have questions for me?
That's right. If I recall correctly, the mastermind of the Killing Game is using an android as their mascot.
And?
That android, Ko, was originally part of EOS's possession before it got hijacked. Do you have any information about it? Considering you've worked for EOS in the past, surely you'd have a hint of what's going on with that.
No, I don't.
I see. That's a shame. The appearance of that android looks rather familiar, but I can't quite put my finger on it. I wonder what was the inspiration for the creator. Ah, you look pale. Are you feeling all right? Or are you hiding something from me?
I'm not!
It's not good to lie, Mr. Yon, and especially not to a police officer's face. I simply want to figure out the truth behind this incident. Besides, since we're nearing the end of our investigation, I believe it's high time you held up your end of the deal.
Are you trying to forget me?
If I come clean, you have to promise you won't hold it against me for lying.
Of course, I have no ill will towards you, and I will guarantee your safety from the police for your cooperation today.
I was commissioned to build the android for EOS as their security system and mascot. The design, the programming, everything was made by me. He was never meant to do any harm to anyone. I assume he got reprogrammed to become the Killing Game organizer. But it wasn't me. If it was, I wouldn't even be here to investigate. I'd be at home, safe from the public eye.
I see. Do you think you could tell me more about your design process? I'm rather intrigued by the fact it looks so human.
The only reason I designed him that way is to make him more palatable to the general public.
It seems you have an attachment to this android, Mr. Yan. After all, you refer to it as he.
I always get kind of attached to whatever trinkets I make. Hell, I have a walking toaster at home called Yui. She's a little troublemaker.
You... what? Actually, never mind. I don't think I want to know more. Give me a moment.
Thanks.
Give me a moment. All right.
Sure.
From what I deduced,
This card. Why does he have this? Did he know about her too?